Okay, guys, I have a video. This is a quick response video. It's a very I'm not really prepared properly for this, but I want to make sure that I respond fast enough so I can help the person that's asking for help right now. Okay, so let's see what I'm going to do my best. All right, now. I hope I'm pronouncing the name for this model. It's either Tineco or Tineco. I believe it's Tineco, the way it's spelled, Tineco. And then the company could also mean Tineco. Anyway, you get it. It's a shampoo system. It's a smartwash shampooer system. And I'll do my best to put images on the screen to kind of walk you through this. So if you have one of these units and you're experiencing suction issues, then the unit is very similar to the ones I have up here. So I'm going to kind of give you an idea of where to go from there. And then there's the first part, which is very mechanical, okay, in diagnosing the problem. And then the second part is really the firmware and just contacting the company and going beyond that, because the fact that it's a smartwash means that there are other things involved and your suction or even your spray that the regular kind of diagnostic is not going to address, okay? So if you have one of these units, I think the first thing they're gonna have you do after you unbox it is that you're gonna have to power the unit on. You'll have to connect it to Wi-Fi, to your downloading app, and kind of go through that whole deal. I believe there's a unit, there's a simpler model that don't have all the smartwatch features, but let's just assume right now, because I was told that most of the ones that they're making now comes with that smartwatch feature. So let's just assume for a second. But this gentleman from Ireland, and yes, Charles. So hey, Charles, hope you're watching this here. That he has one of these smartwatches, and what's happening is that the suction is not working. Okay, it's not absorbing the water. Now, here's the thing with these smartwatches. Also, there's a heater at the bottom that's constantly drying, blowing out hot air to help you dry the carpet while you doing your shampooing. So maybe the water is probably not going to be as much as you put out. Regular shampooing, period, the water isn't as much as you put out into the carpet, because some of it's staying in the padding. All right, but let's get started. All right, let's get started with this. All right, again, I'm gonna do my best. All right, so if you notice, take a look. Okay, this is a Hoover. All right, most of these units, they'll have it the way it's set up like this. You have the clean water tank up top. Okay, you have the dirty water tank down at the bottom. All right. At the base, below the dirty water tank, you have your motor where all of your suction is being generated. Okay, all right. So in this particular case, let me release this handle here. In this case, all right, let's release this here real quick, so you can see. This is your dirty water tank. At the bottom of it is an opening. Okay, and if you look at the gasket here, this is where the suction is going to be coming from. All right. So if something is going on with suction, one, you'll check your gasket to make sure the gasket is actually on. All right. Because sometimes you're cleaning and things like that, the gasket can come off. Two, you make sure that your tank is properly closed. There are times when people will put this unit on, and I'm just using this as a fill-in, okay? It's not that your system is set up this way, but as a fill-in, sometimes a unit is put on, and if you notice, there's a gap in here, okay? And because of that gap, suction air will come out, but they'll close it back all the same, and it looks like it's on, but it's really not on because back here is not locked in. So sometimes that could be the issue. Okay, little things like that to look at. All right, so let's move this Hoover out the side, and let's find let's use a Bissell. All right, actually no, you know what? Let's go with the other Hoover smartwatch. All right, here's a smartwatch. Right, same premise. Okay, dirty water tank is at the bottom, clean water tank is at the top. All right, let's recline this so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, now this particular one, you have the solution in the back here, and you have your regular clean water right here. Okay, now with the what's the other unit again? I'm sorry, the Tineco. Let's just call it Tineco, okay? For this video. So with the Tineco, there's a modular up top here that will let you know, how clean is going, how much suction you're it'll give you kind of an idea of what's happening with the computer side of the smart side of the smartwatch, right? All right. So now these obviously don't have that. Okay. So your problem could also be the firmware. Okay. You may just have to go in and update your firmware, because if you have it on auto mode, auto mode is really what it sounds like. It's automatic. It's going to select. If I'm not mistaken, that unit sprays on its own, okay, on auto mode and everything. And it's also going to determine how much suction is being used, okay? Honestly, man, I'm not the biggest fan of machines that do that, because if that machine, nothing beats, the trigger, okay? If that machine starts to decide that it's not going to suck up the water, you're at its mercy. Okay, so I love new technology like everyone else, but there's certain things that I like the manual side of. Okay, so keep in mind that could be a main factor, and if it is, try addressing the firmware first. See if there's an update that needs to be done. Okay, because beyond that, guys, you're gonna have to revert to the company is gonna have to do the rest. Okay, if there's not a local service center, like in this case, this gentleman doesn't have a local service center in Ireland. If you don't have a local service center, because the rest of it is going to be electronic, it's going to be the PC boards and things of that nature that has to communicate. And if something is not communicating properly, that's probably, unless you're in that business, that's probably not something that you're going to be messing with, especially if it's on a warranty. And then you definitely don't want to mess with it, because then you're going to void your warranty. Okay, but anyway, let's continue with basic troubleshooting. Okay, basic stuff that you can do on your own. All right, so this is what you do. This is my best advice. Plug your machine in. Okay, and start with the base of the unit. Start with, hey, do I have suction coming from the motor? Okay, right. I'm not sure exactly how you would gauge this at home without some kind of a reference to before and after, like how strong your suction should be. But if you're at the base of the motor, and if you can put your hand right over, let's use this. Here's another Bissell right here. Very basic one. That smartwatch is in for repair, so that motor is kind of grinding. I don't want to use that. Here's a clean water tank. Let's use this Bissell. I should be able to get a nice, good suction test with this one here. Okay. Let's see. All right. All right. Look at this. This suction. I'm glad I'm watching this right now. Take a look at this. I'm glad I'm seeing this right now. Okay. This here has a bunch of pet hair over the area that the suction is supposed to be coming from, and this can affect your suction too. So we're going to clean that out real quick. All right, but let's plug this in. All right, let's plug this in. All right. Okay. Hey, when you don't have a tool, use your keys, right? Everything is. Oh, actually, no, I have something here. Everything is in the back right now, and I didn't look at this one. Okay, here we go. All right, let's clean this out. Let's get this pet here and stuff out of here. All right. Because if this stuff is in the way, it's definitely going to affect your suction. Okay. Okay. All right. So you can use a paper. You can use paper's fine. Paper's very, very good. And let's turn it on and let's see if we can get a good strong pull. Okay, that's really what you're trying to get. Okay, so without a gauge, I would say that's good. Okay, without a gauge, without some kind of fancy gauge, which most people are probably not going to have a suction gauge in their house, this is probably as good as you're going to get with testing that suction, all right? So now, the next thing now, let's follow the next step. The next step is the suction tank. Now, some of us have the benefit of having a tiny little flap here that will, you see this little section? Sometimes suction can, if this is not on right, all right, your suction can escape through here too, okay? But being that we have this, if your machine has it, I don't have that one of those units here because it's not really a popular machine here in the US yet. From the videos I've seen, it's a pretty cool looking machine. It seems like the features are really nice. Again, like I said, my personal preference is just, I'm just not the guy to let the machine run everything, but it's a different, I'm from another generation, guys, all right? so, but if you are really into that tech stuff and you really want that kind of cleaning action, then just know that there are certain challenges that come with that, and then kind of, you know, approach it from that angle. Don't approach it expecting it to operate the way you would a regular old plug and play unit, and then you have all these other things going on because it's not a plug and play. It's, you know, I'm managing this entire like the robot vacuums. I'm managing this, okay, and that means there's a whole nother set of issues that's going to come with a machine that's managing all the cleaning on its own. Let's keep that in mind, all right? But let's go to the next step of this. If again, I'm not sure if yours have it, but if it does, okay, let's check and see how the suction is circulating through this, if the vacuum is being built up in the dirty water tank, all right? So I'm gonna recline this, and we're gonna do the same test. Now, if you happen to have one of these little units here, this is great for you, all right? You know, one of these little power wash, I believe it is. It's Turbo Clean Dual Pro Pet. Okay, here we go. Let's put this down. Okay, make sure we're good here. All right, and I'm gonna turn the unit on, and I'm gonna check and see if I still have suction here. Okay, all right, because again, the vacuum is gonna build up. Sucking it in, all right? Now, keep in mind that I'm sharing the suction, this little section here, I'm sharing it with going towards the floor. So it's not gonna be, this little test, it's not gonna be as strong as when I test the motor, because really the suction is actually trying to escape through the floor, and I'm just getting a piece of it here, okay? All right, so the next step now, let's go to the floor. Now the same thing with the Tineco, it has an opening. If you lift off the front panel here, it has an opening similar to this, okay? And we're gonna check the suction there, okay? We're gonna see what's going on. So let's turn the unit on again. Maybe I may have to fold the paper a little bit so we can fit it properly. All right, and we just want to see if the suction is good there. All right, so what we're doing, we're trying to eliminate, you know, where's the cause? What's happening? All right, what's going on? If the motor has good suction, good. If what's the next step? That has good suction, good. What's the next step? The next one has good suction, good. And then when I get to the carpet, I have no suction. What's going on? After this part here, okay, after this little port here, The next thing is this. See that? And if this has good suction, and I don't have good suction here, then this guy is the problem. All right, but let's see. Let's go. You ready? All right, let's turn this on. Let me lift this up again. Let's lift it up again. Turn it on. So I have good suction here, okay? I have good suction right here. Now, I'm gonna put this on. Again, guys, this is just a fill-in for the other unit. Now, here's something to be mindful of. These kind of machines here, okay? When you put this piece on, this is where a lot of the problem, believe it or not, a lot of suction issues that people have is because this little faceplate, the window nozzle is not on properly, okay? So just, be secure, make sure that this thing is on as secure as possible. Oh, I'm losing my balance here. All right. So what I'm gonna do, okay, all right, got it. I'm good. Now the Tineco, along with this unit and along with the Bissell Revolution, they have the hose connection that connect to here. Now that hose connection needs suction, okay, which is right here. This little opening right here. So we're gonna test this also. All right, let's turn it on. Let's move this cord out of the way. This cord is in the way. Let's turn this on. Well, that goes to show you that your hose suction is not going to be too strong. The reason why it's not going to be too strong is because if you notice, they don't have a cutoff. Down here, it's still sharing the suction with the nozzle. Okay? This has a cutoff. When I close this, all the suction is coming down here. Okay? But when I open this, there's no cutoff over here. So this hose may not have the best suction when you hook up machines to these kind of units here. The old Bissells had a knob that you would turn from floor to tools, and what it did is it cut the suction off from the floor, so all the suction can go towards the tool. This doesn't have that, so it's, okay, keep that in mind. All right, okay, now how do we test this? The only thing to do now is to test it with water, to put water on the floor and try to suck it up. Okay? You could try the paper, but you kind of risk getting the paper caught up in the brushes. And, I'm not sure if that's worth it. You can, you do something like this. Kind of thin it out. So maybe it won't get, and see if it's as long as the nozzle. Yeah, this is long. All right, let's try this. Put it up here again. Turn it on. So what this machine just showed me, these phones always know exactly when to that was excellent. Okay, so the manual troubleshooting is the same for all the units. Okay, if I move this to the side, guys, move this to the side, and I got the Hoover smartwash. Okay. It's the same for all the units. The only difference with the Hoover smartwash would be maybe the hose section, okay? But look, same thing. You have the opening right here, okay? You would make sure that your dirty water tank is on, okay? And you just test to see how the suction is right here. Same difference, okay? Let's move it over. Let's use the Bissell Revolution. Let's get the Bissell Revolution over here. Okay? Same setup. Same setup. Okay? You would test the little section right here. Wow. Test the suction right for the suction. The next step would be to check this opening. Check the opening right here. Check the suction there. The next step is to put this on. Check your hose area. How's my suction here? Close it down. How's my suction here? And then you can tell where your interruption is. If this doesn't solve the problem, then the next step with the smartwash unit, especially the ones that have the auto feature with your cell phone and Wi-Fi and all those things, update your firmware. If that doesn't help, call the company and explain everything that you've done. Okay, I've done this, I checked that, because they're gonna try to walk you through stuff. Go through everything. If you have a warranty and they don't have a warranty center to service you, I'll be honest with you, at that point, I'm sure those companies wouldn't be upset at me for telling you this. It's their job to make sure you're satisfied, and if that means shipping you a different unit, then you know, the good companies will, okay? I know Bissell is very good with their warranty. Hoover is very good with their warranty. Those guys will honor their warranty. So just keep that in mind for those things like that. If you don't have a service center in your area, you have to let them know. And then you also have to say, guys, you know, I really want to use my machine. There's no service center in the area. It's really inconvenient for me to have to try to fly with my machines to get to the nearest service center, you know? So I hope this helps. I'll try to get one of these units in here so I can actually do a real proper kind of a diagnosis on one of those. But if this can help you, please use it. And if not, forgive the fact that I don't have one here. I was just trying to respond. I got this email today and I was just trying to respond to it right away. Okay, so guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Please share the video and continue to support. We're growing slow and steady. It's a nice, tiny little knit community. All right, you guys are awesome. See you later. Bye.